Can you explain the meaning behind this
Yeah.
and what it means personally to you?
So, Exago is something that's very important. When I first reached out to you about doing something, I was stuck on what word to do. And I wanted to do the word lead, but I didn't want anybody to look at it and think, hey, that means lead, that means, it wasn't enough, and I needed something deeper. And so I started doing a lot of research in the Greek, and I'm a huge fan because of a lot of the biblical theology that I've read, and a lot of the things that I understand as far as words. And there's many different versions of lead, but Exago was very different. It jumped out to me because it means to lead others, and to lead forth, and to fetch out. And really, one of the things that really makes Exago very powerful is the fact that it means to lead as though the way that God is leading you. And so that when I come into work every day, to me it means a lot when I can sit there and look at this beautiful art and be able to speak to me and say, lead. Are you leading the people that you're supposed to be leading the way that God's leading you? And it's that constant reminder, and I knew that there was no other word, and there's nothing more rugged, because I believe that God leads us through the wilderness. I believe that God leads us through many, many things, but Exago is so important because I believe that me personally as a leader, I fail when I'm not connected to God. And so to lead others the way that God leads me, and that's what Exago means. And I remember as you unveiled it, just the emotion, just my heart, because I desperately desire to lead others in an excellent way. And there's only one person in my mind who's led like that. And, of course, that was God. That was Jesus.
Why a piece of art like this made out of wood as opposed to just like a canvas?
We tried a canvas piece here, and canvas is nice, but there's something solid, and there's a permanency in wood. When you have something that's wood, this is coming from nature. There's time that it took for it to grow. There's a statement that's said about that. And so there's something more permanent to me in wood than in canvas. But for me, there's something that says permanency. And as a beautiful reminder, there took time for wood to grow. There took time, and there took when I look at this specific artwork, there was a way that it was cut. There was a way that it was designed. Every piece was carefully put into place and thought through. And that's different than paint. With paint, you get to be creative. There's really no guidance in leading it. But here, I see that there was a creative mind that was at work and planning. I cannot even begin to imagine the amount of hours it's taken to put this piece together, the decisions that had to be made to get to the final product. But yeah, for me, wood is way more permanent. It looks great. It smells great. I mean, it's all of those. It says everything. It says I'm a man, right? Like when you come in and look at a piece of wood art, it's very manly and masculine, and I love it.
I know you kind of came to me with several ideas about the different colors and variations and stuff like that. What drew you to that?
I was inspired a lot by what our church has done in recent months, but in regards to colors and the layering and things like that, it was something that I had seen emulated, and I kind of felt a part of it. That's the thing about God for me, is that everything comes from everywhere, and He uses it for the good. And that's what I love. When I look at the layers, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, symmetrical. When I look at this specific piece, it's meant. For me, it's a piece of art, but it's perfect. It's framed in the regard of it's perfectly imperfect. And so that's what I love, and that's the way that life is. Life has not been perfect for me, and when I look at this, there's a give and take, and I love that about the layers, and I love that about this style of art, and I love that about, all of it, is the fact that it's perfectly imperfect. There's many layers to it, and in the end, you got to make the decision, place them, and lead well.